Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to day 13 of 21 day reset. I'm really excited about today's lesson. Today's lesson is about silencing negativity. Silencing negativity. And yesterday we talked about words and identity, how the words we speak will create our character, right? And building our character and how we align ourselves to the words that we speak and declare over ourselves. And this week is really about giving tools on how to change or reframe our words or change our thinking about ourselves, our identity. And so, so often we get into this just pattern of not realizing the power that our words have, and then realizing that the pattern that you are holding, the words that you're speaking, are actually causing that negative effect. Last week we talked about cause and effect, and most of the time we live in that place of we live in effect because we haven't thought of the cause. And so today's lesson, that we really need to guard our words, especially when it comes to negativity. It's so important to know how to change and reframe, right? So that we're empowering our words, that we're silencing fear, silencing the negativity that holds us back and keeps us held back. But it's one thing to say it, but then it's another thing to know how to do it and practice it. And think, as a man thinketh, so it be in his heart. In the book Serenity, in the chapter Serenity, it says, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought-evolved being. For such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as the result of thought, and as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relations of things by the action of cause and effect, he ceases to fuss and fume and worry and grieve and remains poised, steadfast, and serene. We got to pay attention to the very beginning of this chapter, because it says calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result, okay? So it's the fruit. It's the result of long and patient effort in self-control. Now, getting rid of negative thinking is really needs the activation of changing an old pattern, changing an old belief, changing an old activity. But it's the long and patient effort. It's not easy. Like these things, changing your mind, renewing your mind, changing your thinking patterning, you've been doing it for so long that you don't even really realize that it's happening. It's bringing that subconscious, the unconscious, bringing it to conscious to know that something needs to be changed. And we have also has said that what you're not changing, you're choosing. So when you have an awareness of negativity, the negative thoughts, like hopefully there's a greater awareness within you now about how you are speaking, and you're paying attention to the words that you're speaking, we want to activate it in renewing our mind so that you're building a belief, a better belief, a stronger belief, building confidence that's going to give you action and activity that's going to give you the results and the achievements that you desire to have. So one, it says it really takes for you to have an awareness of the negative talk. And I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, she got into such a pattern and she didn't actually even know. It just became part of her language, part of her response, right? Part of her reaction, that she was always saying. She'd come over to our house, wherever, we were together. Everything new or anything new or anything different would be, I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared to try that. I'm scared to jump. I'm scared to do this. I'm scared to that. I'm like, why are you always saying I'm scared? What exactly are you scared of? Are you really scared? Do you really mean to say that you're scared? And after a while, I just kept bringing it to her awareness, saying, why are you scared? Are you really scared? No, I'm not really scared. Well, why are you saying I'm scared? I don't know. I just say it. If it's new, I have never done it, I'm scared. And that was just natural to her. But that's very unnatural because it keeps you very apprehensive. Like that being that responsive, I'm scared, tenses up your body. It pulls you back. Like even saying, I'm scared. See what my body does? It responds. Everything does. That thought of I'm scared, my body jumps back and I'm falling backwards, moving away from something that could be so positive, that it could be so exciting, that could be, so life-giving. And so once, after getting to know her month after month and bringing that to her awareness, she would start catching herself. She would actually probably not want to say it in front of me because I'd be catching her and we'd be reframing it, but I'd be asking her the question of, why are you scared? Are you really scared? Why are you saying that? Like, we need to change this. She started to identify and changing her words. I'm excited. I've never done this before up until now. Oh, this is new. How fun. Interesting. Changing the words that we speak to replace from a negative word is going to give you empowerment. So we say, I'm scared. See? Oh, how interesting. See how interesting. I'm leaning in towards the conversation. I'm leaning in towards the idea. I'm moving forward. Isn't that interesting how that happens? Oh, isn't that interesting? Like even when, oh, isn't that interesting? You move back a little bit because it pops you out, but your head still kind of leans forward because you're paying attention and you want to know more. Aligning our words is so powerful. And we've spoken so much about how our mind, our body, and our spirit is all aligned. And we need to practice this. So becoming very aware of what it is that you're saying, catching yourself and reframing is so important because it's going to change your activity. It's going to change the way that you move forward into something. And so I'm really happy to say that I very rarely will hear my friend say, I'm scared or I'm afraid, because she's been able to hold that thought captive and transform it. I want to give you a scripture that you can anchor this idea of not being afraid. It says in Isaiah 41, verse 10, God says, do not fear, for I am with you. There's not even a reason to be afraid. Why are you afraid? Right? God's with me. He knows me. He's got the plans that are good. I'm not afraid. So instead of saying, I'm afraid, I'm not afraid. Why am I afraid? Fear, why are you here? What are you here to tell me? Is there a reason for me to be afraid? Should I be of caution? Sometimes fear is a safety and we it's a good emotion sometimes, right? It keeps us safe. It keeps us alive. So I'm not putting that down. You should never be afraid, but asking yourself, why am I afraid? And changing our words, because our words have power. They have purpose and they bring the effect in our life. So I want you to think about a negative word and what you can do to turn it around. And I want you to write that out journal it out on a piece of paper of thoughts that that just by habit chance that you're saying and you're not even realizing. Growing up in my home, we weren't allowed to say things like, I'm crazy. My dad would say, there's enough crazy in the world. You're not crazy. Please don't add to any more crazy. And it was so irritating. So maybe that's why I do it to other people. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that he called out, as irritating as it was. I'm so grateful because anytime I say that or I hear that, I'm like, I'm not crazy. There's enough crazy in the world and I'm not one of them. Now to you, I might be a little crazy, but to me, I'm life-giving. I'm happy. See what I just did there? Even a thought about somebody else might have upon me, I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm alive and full and happy. we need to bear witness of what other people may be saying about us, what we think other people might be saying about us, because those thoughts enter in and they cause us to pull back and not speak out, not be indifferent, not step aside, right? So you need to also get the objection of when somebody is calling you crazy or that was dumb, like that was dumb. Really? Well, I'm not dumb, so I'm not too sure what that actually means, right? Reframing it, catching it, holding every thought captive, and turning it for good. That's my 21-day reset. I hope that you're having a great day, and I look forward to sharing with you tomorrow. Be well, be happy, be fulfilled.